Welcome to the second episode of Viking Rebuild. Today we're looking at, where we left off last episode. So if you haven't watched that, please go back and watch it. Right now we're just looking at the team. You can see our wonder kid here. He's been quite good. Getting a lot of, goals and assists for us. And overall playing really well. So definitely a positive. And his development is also looking great. So that's great from him. Otherwise, there's not really anyone that stands out. You can also see that the youth intake has come through. And we got some players like this goalkeeper and also this guy who can play like multiple positions. Another goalkeeper. I don't think. He wasn't from this intake, but this guy as well. A right back. If we take a look at the league, we finished 5th in the first part of the season, and then we ended up 5th again. And I guess you can see that we're not doing that great. Also on the XG table, you can see that we really overperformed, so we can only be happy with the results. Moving on to after the transfer window, you can see this is the squad right now. This is the tactics that we are rocking. You can pause at any time if you want to look at the tactics, but they're not too interesting and not doing that great for me anyway. So we signed this guy who is center back, only 100k, so not that bad. Also this guy on loan, another strong ball playing center back. Great player. And also this guy who is a great box-to-box midfielder. So some overall good signings, especially the loans. You can see our wonder kid still doing great, still developing. And he's actually a model citizen right now, which is insane. You can see we're, according to the XG table, we should be first, but we've been dropping points, as you can see here. Hasn't been going that great. We had a great start with 3 consecutive wins, but we've been slacking a little bit. So I've brought you back to the youth intake, as there hasn't been much interesting to talk about, but this guy is looking quite interesting. A center back who could potentially be starting in the future. We also have this guy who is quite versatile. Overall looks great in both the cam and striker positions, but then we also have this guy who is, equally as interesting, maybe even more actually. But for me, I just want to get most of the guys, on the contract, and then, see who actually ends up developing and becoming better. And then we can move on to the end of the season, where we came 4th. Really unfortunate. Another season without promotion, which is just really annoying. You can see we were struggling to get the points. As you can see, we according to the XG table should have been promoted again. So it is what it is, but obviously really annoying. But let's hope to do better next season if we can. You can also see here he had quite a good end. The last match didn't mean anything, but this period of time where we dropped a lot of points, and then also in the beginning of the season, if we take a look at the best players, actually Andreas Larsen was the best, probably, from our team. And yeah, I mean, overall the performances look way better than last season, but I mean, we're just still lacking those crucial goals, or that crucial player that can really get us promoted, which he could potentially do. Also, he has become a professional player instead of model citizen. I don't know why. Don't remember how it works. And then here, I've moved a little bit forward after the preseason and the transfer window has closed. You can see we're sitting great at the top of the table. And you can see here, I mean, not losing that many points and actually going pretty much unbeaten. And yeah, if we look at the transfers, you can see something unfortunate did happen. I mean, this guy didn't really care about selling him, but when we start to look more down the list, this guy as well, fine. But here, I mean, there just was nothing to do. I mean, the board accepted the transfer, and I mean, it was fair. Obviously, it's fair. Nothing much to do. He had to go, unfortunately. But that did leave us with quite a bit bigger budget. We did sign another striker here, who can also play as a winger. A fullback / central midfielder. I think he will be playing on the left fullback position. This guy as well, a replacement for our wonder kid, who also looks quite good. Yeah, so excited for that. Another central defender, as we do lack quality in that position for sure. This guy is another one who came in as a replacement, and maybe a future wonder kid, you could say, or a future star. So now I'm back after the season has finished. You can see another disappointing season, finishing only 5th place this time. I mean, nothing much to say about that. I mean, just, yeah, horrible. Again, most expected points. I mean, best in the XG table. I mean, what can you really do? This is, yeah, I don't know at this point if I'm doing anything wrong, or if there's something wrong with the game, or what's really happening, because it just doesn't make sense that 2 seasons in a row you can be number 1 in expected points, but then not finish anywhere near. Yeah, I mean, you can see some of the transfers I made. I think we did look at these. Trying to see if there's anyone new. This guy we got in, a backup goalkeeper, but nothing really new. You can see the team performances. This guy who I put out on loan has been performing well, which is good to see always. Otherwise, I don't know if there's anyone interesting for the youth academy. There was another goalkeeper. I feel like I'm getting so many goalkeepers. I don't know why. They're just spawning, like, it's like the spawn rate is like doubled or something. And this guy as well. Yeah, nothing really interesting. So if we move on here, this is actually yeah, the beginning of the season, pre-season you could say, undefeated right now. And we have been looking like this before, where we end up dropping a lot of points, but I mean, right now it looks really good. We are in a great position. Also, number 1 again. Here is the squad. Feel free to pause at any moment and look at, the players or the tactic or anything. I'm trying always to tweak the tactic and maybe try to get more out of, the XG. You can see I've signed a lot of players also this season. This guy I signed, I think he was a free transfer. Professional, already quite good. And another one I also purchased who also looks really good. Another attacking midfielder. So 2 interesting attacking midfielders. And that was due to me losing actually the starter I had. I also signed this guy on a 3, and then I loaned him out because he was expecting to be an important player, but he wasn't good enough to start, so I had to loan him out and see if he can develop. I also need a new left back, so I went ahead and got him. So and then another a center back as well. Really strong overall, this guy. You can see the value is insane. It's really weird actually. Some of them the value is like only 3,000 or something. You can see this guy only 3,000, and then you see this other guy with up to 5 million. I don't know. The game is just, there's just so many small bugs, but it is what it is. I'm enjoying it. You can see this guy, interesting striker. Transfer budget is looking healthy. Our finances are looking better, but we're still in minus. And I think there also is a possibility to have a takeover. But that's all for today.